Miss Jessica if you're there. I need her finger to unlock the computer.
That just sounds weird.
It does. Oh, look what we found.
Hey, look at that.
Now we just have to find us.
We can never find us. We're always lost.
Lost, yeah, that's for sure.
Let's see, since you weren't logged in, if it will actually just go right there.
Is it going to go?
It is.
Wow,
Super.
it's a miracle.
It is.
Look at that.
1 second. Done. There we go.
There we are. Yay, we made it.
Oh my goodness. Ugh.
Good morning, everyone. Ooh, somebody's in Honolulu.
Wow, we're not.
No, that's for sure.
We're in the part of New York that's often referred to as Honolulu. It's the Honolulu of upstate New York.
Yeah, very gray.
It's just like tropical flowers,
Yeah, oh,
sunshine.
yeah.
No, that's not true at all.
No.
Yeah. So it's miserable here. So I wish I was in Honolulu.
Yeah, really. That would be nice.
But congratulations to everybody. We made it through the first 6 months of this year. It's only February, but
I was going to say, are you crazy? Yes.
yes. January is in itself 6 months long. And I don't understand why. Probably because it's gray. But yeah. So we're here. We made it.
We made it.
It's only February, but we made it. January's done.
What happened to January?
I don't like January. I think January is just
that's
like
when my birthday is.
Yeah, it's when Eric's is too. I just don't like the month as a whole.
Okay.
Listen, I don't like them all, but there might be like one store I like.
True. That's
you know?
True. Okay.
I don't like the month as a whole, but I'm happy for your birthday and his birthday.
All right. That sounds okay.
Okay. I don't know what's
Moving
happening. Let's move on. So
oh my goodness.
Here we are.
She's in Brazil.
Brazil. I bet you that's also nice for
Brazil. Yeah.
Wow.
Brazil. Wow.
Like visiting or you live
know.
there? Are you watching us from Brazil? Like that's so, I mean, obviously you are, but that's pretty cool. How did you get here?
Yeah, really.
I'm always curious about that.
Never know how far we reach. There she is again.
I have no idea. So.
Well, welcome.
Yes. So. How's your January? Done?
Oh, God. I need about 30 more days in it.
It's Groundhog's Day. I'm still never sure exactly what that means. I just hope that little gremlin is seeing spring.
Yes,
I don't know what the difference is, though. If he
either.
sees a shadow or doesn't. Puxatawny Phil, if you're here, let us know, because I don't understand.
Yeah, because I heard this morning we're going to have an early spring.
Please.
If you can believe Puxatawny Phil.
I mean, I've never not believed an animal, so, you know, I feel like I can believe him. I don't know if he's generally right or not, but it's totally fine. Yeah, so how are we doing over there? We good? We ready for fun?
Sure, we're ready for
a good time.
Time to party.
I'm excited that it's February because
you're leaving me.
Because I'm leaving. Because I'm leaving Barb. We are breaking up. No, because it's the first time I've left since December. Yeah, December.
Aww.
That's why January is just like, oh God, get me out of here. So, because I used to go away in January. I used to go to California and Arizona. I don't do that anymore. So we have like 3 weeks-ish. It's getting really close before we go to Daytona Beach. So if you're coming to Daytona Beach, or if you live in Daytona Beach, or if you live in Russia, I don't care. If you want to come to Daytona Beach, we're going to be there. We're going to be there. Booth 1523, it's on the website. And we're bringing all the stuff that we normally bring to So Magical. We're bringing cork and templates and patterns and some kits, you know, some smaller kits, nothing too crazy. And yeah, if there's something that you want me to bring, because you're going to be there, tell me. I'll bring it. I'm happy to bring it. We have more room this time because we're not taking my car.
What are you taking?
Eric's truck. So we have more room, and he feels very, very confident that we can fit extra things in the truck.
Oh dear.
And I feel that way too. The whole idea was that I was going to be in the back seat and like chilling and sleeping.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I feel like the back seat's going to be filled with tables and stuff because okay, Kayla from So Magical has spoiled us all. Kayla, if you were there, this is your fault. When you go to So Magical, you don't have to bring tables or any of that stuff because it's there. You just tell her how many you want.
Yeah.
I want 6 tables. All right, done. Not the same at all the other shows.
Yeah.
You can rent tables, but I'm cheap. And I don't want to spend that kind of money to rent a table for 4 days
Yeah.
when I have tables. But that also means we have to bring the tables. You know what
Are
I
you
mean?
cleaning out the classroom? Is that what you're doing?
Oh, no. Those are way
you're
too
not-
big. Oh,
okay.
no.
I was gonna
no,
say
no,
that
no.
would be real.
No, I have other tables,
other
like those
tables,
tables.
the other tables,
No,
yeah.
those tables are massive and
And
they're
they're
8
heavy.
foot and they're heavy. So no, that's a no.
Yeah.
But still, you get spoiled, and when you do shows all the time, you have a routine. And then when you stop doing them for 2-3 years, you don't have that routine anymore, and you don't have that vehicle anymore. And then you
Yeah.
start doing them again, and the person you do them with is like, I got it. It's fine. Don't worry. Oh, you're sticking out 3 inches from your booth. We don't care. Oh, you want a little extra room? We'll arrange it. We'll do whatever you want. Then you go to the shows that are
Yeah.
like,
They have the
we
tape
have
measure in
rules. You may not do anything that we don't tell you to do. And it's like, oh man.
hand.
But it's okay. It's all right. I'm excited. We're taking the dogs, the family vacation. So we just can't get rid of them.
Uh-huh.
So that's coming up in February. And I think that's it. I don't have anything else planned in February, like to leave. Just
When
here
are
at
you
home.
actually leaving?
I don't actually know. I think on that Saturday, like the 16th or
Oh, okay,
17th,
after my retreat. Okay.
after your retreat, Saturday, I think, because I think we get there Sunday.
Oh,
If I'm not driving,
you don't pay attention.
I don't pay any attention.
I don't pay- I
any
wouldn't either.
attention. It's like being a kid sitting in the back seat. Do you remember how to get to grandma's
Yeah,
house?
no.
No.
Uh-uh.
So that's coming up. Hopefully, a lot of you will be there. Come say hi. Give me a hug if you want. You can also say hi to Eric. He'll have his cute boy clothes on because that's what he wears. And if you order something and you want me to bring it, I don't have a problem with that. I can do that. Just don't do it like the day before we leave.
Mhm.
Do it like earlier that week. And if there's something specific you want me to bring, tell me. I'm good with that. I'm good with whatever. I'm feeling kind of chill about this show now because I don't have to drive, so that's always good. My dogs are coming, so that keeps me kind of calm.
Mhm.
And I'm not teaching, which
Oh yeah.
like is usually, it's very exciting. I enjoy teaching, but I don't have to make kits. I don't have to like pack that stuff. I don't have to leave the booth. I get stressed when I leave the booth. Like, what if I miss something? What if like something is, something has gone awry? What if I don't have cell phone service and Eric can't tell me that something's going on? So then I'm like secretly panicking. So it's kind of nice to not have to leave. We just do the show and then go home.
and go home.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And we have a whole little house to ourselves, our own little Airbnb. So
Oh, that'll be nice.
that is that.
Is it on the beach?
It's near the beach. I mean,
Okay.
we're not beach people. Like,
Yeah, no, but it's nice to look at the
I
water.
mean, sometimes I am a beach, but we'll look at the water.
You
Maybe
said that, I didn't.
maybe we'll take the dogs for a walk. They've never seen the beach.
Really?
They've never. Oh no, they've never. This is only their second vacation. Are you
Wow.
kidding? My little unemployed freeloaders. They've never done anything, and they still don't contribute. I even asked for gas money, and they're like,
They
no.
Uh-uh.
So I have a Post-it note. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, where'd they go?
It's probably over there where it doesn't belong. So we're gonna wing it because I wrote stuff down and now it's gone. Oh well. I can remember. There wasn't a lot. So January Cork Club. I'll remember stuff after we're done too, but I was
Probably,
forgetting.
yeah.
That's all right. January Cork Club is on the website.
Very
I think
pretty.
everybody has gotten it by now. If you haven't, surprise, it's in the mail. So this is Morning Glories.
It's pretty.
It is technically a black background, but it doesn't look black until you put something not black next to it.
Yeah.
So like when you put solid black next to it, you can see that it's like a light black.
Yeah.
But when you
It's
just look at it
pretty.
by
It's like
yourself,
a
you're like, is
smoky
it
black.
navy? Yeah, it's like a,
Smoky
it's
black.
like the darkest gray that's almost black.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they call it black. I don't think it's black. It's like almost black. But that's a term. It has pinks and oranges and yellows. It has pretty greens. It has teals and black. Black was
Black.
also part of it. We all have black, but everybody uses it. Black is now becoming a non-word now. It doesn't even
Yeah,
sound like a
really.
word anymore. So this was number 2, and number 3 was this one. This is Red Delicious because I don't know what else to call things anymore.
Nope.
So technically there's not red in the print, but they work really nicely
looks
together.
like it.
Like it
Put that
looks
with
like
it.
there is. Like maybe, I mean, it's
That's
kind of
kinda-
orangey and pink,
Yeah.
but it works.
Mhm.
And as no surprise to anyone that's been watching for a while that knows that I don't like red,
No.
I do like this one. I think it's pretty.
It is pretty.
I'm making a bag with these two,
That
but
you're
I
gonna
can't.
carry?
I can't top stitch it because I don't have any red thread.
Oh, geez, you should have told me. I've got a ton of it.
It's okay. I ordered thread yesterday afternoon from Wallach.
Oh, it'll be
I
here today,
love
probably.
my Saya Swag thread, but I was being an impatient person and I knew that Wallach would get it faster. And I like to shop Saya's thread in person because her colors are so good. And then it's like I feel it. Like I get
Oh,
and I'm
yeah,
like, oh, I need
yeah.
all of these. Online, I'm like, I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
Standing there, I know what I want. So I went into Wallach yesterday afternoon, and you are correct, it is already at my house. We're
They are the
spoiled.
quickest thing.
Yeah, I think
They're
we have
quicker than Amazon.
I think we have good customer service. I think
Yeah.
we do a good job. We can never top that. We could never get you your package like within 24 hours. We are spoiled because we're only 2 hours from their warehouse. I
Mhm.
looked it up because I was like, I know there's somewhere
Yeah.
here. We're only 2
They're
hours
in
from there.
Pennsylvania, aren't they?
No, they're in New York. They're in
Oh, why
Conklin,
did
New
they-
York.
Why did I think they were in
Somewhere
Pennsylvania?
west. They might
Yeah.
be. They have multiple warehouses.
Yeah.
So, but still, to
Still.
get an order, pack it up, get a label, have FedEx pick it up and drop it off on my doorstep less than 24 hours later, we'll never beat that.
No.
Like, I'm sorry to tell you, but we will never be that good. Barb's good. We're not that good. So I have red thread coming in so I can finish my bag. And the
Oh.
bag that I'm working on is the tourist. I'm trying to enunciate that because everybody thinks I'm saying tourist, like the sign,
Like the car.
or like this the car. Tourist, like when you visit a place you
tourist
don't live.
Tote.
Yes, a
Tiki-
tourist
tiki
tote.
tote.
It's a tiki tote. Here we are with the alliterations. I filmed the regular video and then I have started, because I'm making some samples with some different things, the add-on video. I haven't filmed it yet, but I'm working on my samples. I have 3 of them cut out, and one of them is red, and I can't sew it.
We have a couple of questions
don't
while
know
you're
red
talking
thread.
about this stuff.
Good, I love questions because it makes me shut
With
up.
that cork,
Yes.
the new one, I forget what you called it. What is it? It's not pansy.
Morning glories.
Morning glories.
Morning glories. Let me try
Do
that
you
again.
think yellow cork would go with it?
Absolutely, I do. Yeah, I
Yeah?
think the mustard would look really good with this. And
Oh yeah, the mustard. Yeah.
I color matched it, but I don't remember what all the matches are. But at the moment, if I thought mustard looked good, it will be on there. I cannot remember what's on there.
And
But
I want to
there's a
know what
bunch.
thread you got from Waylock.
The OptiPop text either 45 or 35. Apparently at home I have 35, but I ordered 45, which is fine. That works just fine on my HD9. But I really like their OptiPop. It's a polyester thread. To me, it feels similar to the Saya Swag thread, like as far as my machine is concerned. So my machine loves it. It's happy with it. I use it in the top and the bobbin. I was making another one of these out of the February Cork Club, which you can't see because it's not here. It's not in your hands yet. But I made that one and I had thread to match that one, so that was fine. And I was using the OptiPop, and I really like it. So I think it's a really nice thread. If you have a heavy duty machine, like we talked about a little while ago, it works. In a domestic, it's going to be a little on the heavy side. I probably would not feel super comfortable. I know I tested it on my domestic. You can watch that video. Amy had a heart attack. Totally fine. She's good now. But you can use it in a domestic, but I probably would not use it in the bobbin. And I would be very cautious with my needle and what I was sewing. But because I mainly sew on my heavy duty machine now, that's kind of where I'm going. And I don't have a thread collection. You know, like you get, depending on what
Oh my
you're doing,
God.
like you have your thread
Oh.
collection for quilting. You didn't have that in
Yeah,
the beginning. Now
tons
you
and
have
tons.
that. You get into embroidery, you have that. I have embroidery
I got that.
and quilting thread. Like I have 50 weight. I can see it from here. I have tons of it.
Yeah.
And that's just some. I don't have as much of like the nice polyester thread and the heavy duty thread for the heavy duty machine. So I ordered a whole bunch of spools, a lot of them. So yeah, so I like it. They have some variegated too. I'm not a big fan of variegated. It's okay. It's not my favorite.
I used to use it a ton when I first started long arming, and now I don't like it. If somebody asked me for it,
You're
I'm
like, are you
"Oh,
sure?
really?"
I love looking at a spool of variegated
Yeah,
thread. I
but
don't
to
love
use it.
Yeah, like you use it and you're like, I like this, I don't like that. I like this. And it's
Yeah.
just, yeah. And a lot
Depends
of
on
them are
the
too
spacing
far
on 'em.
apart. The
Yeah,
spacing,
yeah.
yeah. So I do have some, because actually Wowick sent me some of their
That's
thread.
right, yeah.
I purchased it before that. I had tried a couple of neutral colors. They sent me some, and they actually sent me the variegated. And I did use it on one of the samples I made recently, and it's nice. It's actually that one over the blue one. It's navy and light blue variegated, and it's pretty, but it's just not my favorite, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, who's gonna say no when someone wants to send you something for free that
Exactly.
you like? You're like, no, please.
No, don't send it to me.
Absolutely not.
Next time, tell them to send it to Barb.
Send it to here. Here's my address. Barb goes through the box and then gives me whatever's left over.
There you go.
So, but yes, I'm very excited. I am making a bag with red handles and a red bottom. I don't know who I am, but
Okay, somebody's questioning you. Okay.
questioning me.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Isn't that, where'd it go? Is that your red Saya thread on the shelf behind Barb?
It's pink.
It's pink. Very pink.
It's very pink. That is hot pink Leslie. Why do I know that? Because it's named after my friend Leslie, and we laugh about it because it's called hot pink Leslie. So
They also want to know, would the mustard dot look with it?
Polka dots are a neutral. They go with everything.
Mhm.
So yes, and actually, I
How many
thought
mustard back here?
no, it's out there. Oh well, I thought I had mustard dot. I thought I had a bag of mustard dots nearby, but I do not. Oh, but there's plain mustard.
There you go.
Well, this is the best I can help you with. I think that
I
looks.
think it looks nice.
I
It
don't know
does.
if this is one of the ones I color matched. If I didn't, I apologize. I like it, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I did. But dots are neutral. Dots are like black and white and gray.
Yeah,
They go with
exactly.
everything. So yes, I think it would look great. The reason I didn't put it with polka dots is because I was trying to use the January selections together for no particular reason except that I picked them out and shipped them together. And then I got to tell you, if you are in Cork Club for February, I've already said this a few times. I love what we picked out. I think it goes nicely with January. I think you'll have 6 nice corks that look really nice together. I liked it when I picked it out. I liked it when it came in. Now that I'm cutting it, I love it because the colors, I'll say it's one of them is colorful. And so when you look at it, you're like, this is cool. I like all these colors. But when you get like close up to it and you start to pick out the different colors, I'm obsessed with it.
Oh,
Like I think it's a really, really good one. And so I'm making this bag. And last night I'm sitting at home going, man, even in my crummy lighting at home, my
You
lighting's
like it.
horrible. I really like this cork. So if you are in February Cork Club, I think you're going to be excited. If you are not in February Cork Club, you have 8 more days to sign up. If you sign up by February 10th, you are in February Cork Club because it will be shipped out by on or around the 15th. So if you're hesitating, this is what they got in January. And you'll get 3 different ones. We don't duplicate. Sometimes all 3 are brand new. Sometimes 1 is brand new. Sometimes none. It kind of depends. January, you got 2 brand new things and a neutral. February, I don't know.
She's not telling.
I don't know. I think you're going to be excited though. So, and I have been sitting there looking at them on the shelf together. Like before we shipped out January, I kept saying to Eric, but should I switch this one and this one? He was like, will you just stop?
Exactly.
Just leave it alone. And I was like, but what if, and he's like, no, leave it alone. So I think you'll get those and you'll go, man, these do, we can blend a few of them together. So just saying.
Okay, we have a couple questions.
Ask me.
Do you need to adjust the bobbin tension with 45? Elaine would like to know.
In my HD9? No, because I've never done that in my entire life.
Okay.
So wait, I'll tell you.
You never adjust your bobbin tension?
No.
Neither do I.
Okay, good.
Even
I was
my
like,
long
are you
arm.
judging me? I was
My
like, I
long
didn't
arm.
think you did. Okay.
No.
In case you are new here, we would like to know a fun fact about me. I say this a lot, and people think that I'm just like, why do you say that? I'm lazy. I am stupid lazy. I am like, oh, it's over there. I don't want to go get that lazy. I'm like, no, I want easy peasy. I have never once changed my, adjusted my bobbin tension. I barely touch the tension on anything else unless I absolutely have to and cannot get around it. I do not practice what I preach, okay? I'm just telling you right now. I do not change my needle as often as I should. I pick the gummy part off of it from the tape. I was asked once in the very beginning when I first started embroidering, well, what needle are you using? Your embroidery on cork looks great. And I was like,
I don't know.
whatever the machine came with.
That's how
I don't
am.
know. Like this is why I love you guys, but some of you overthink to the max. And I'm not saying I'm not an overthinker. I am riddled with anxiety. I overthink your text that says, okay. I'm like, are you mad at me? But I don't overthink my sewing machine. I'm like, throw it on there and see what happens. It starts making a noise. I take it out. I put the bobbin back in. I'm like, it's fine. I just keep on going. I just don't.
That's where we're both alike.
Yeah. You're not anxious though. You don't have those issues. No. There's a whole series right now going on TikTok of this man talking about what text messages mean to people with anxiety. And so he's going through like when you just say K, and he's like, no, absolutely, you cannot just say K. You need to write the word out. And then he'll go, you hate me. You've always hated me. You're never talking to me again. That is where I struggle. The machine, I'm like,
whatever.
It's not on fire. It'll be fine. So, yeah.
Okay. Next question.
Yes.
Which weight of the OptiPop did you sew for? Did you sew for the HD9?
Either 35 or 45. I have both at home. Okay. The one I used last night was 35. The ones I ordered that are coming today are 45. There's not that much of a difference. They're totally fine. So, and the Saya Swag, I also use her 45. She has an industrial heavier, like 70 weight, which my HD9 will sew with, but I don't like it. I feel like I'm stressing my machine out. I don't know. There's something, it feels different, but her 45 and their 35 and 45 are absolutely fine. So
we have a tourist tote comment.
Yes.
When she made the tourist tote recently, she really liked the open inside divided pockets and webbing for the handles. I vote to include that in the intermediate video.
Well, Andy. The webbing is not included because webbing is just a replacement for a handle. Yeah. So we can all do that. Like we got that. Also, I don't really own any webbing, so that's an issue. Like I have a little tiny bit, but I don't think it's enough to make a bag. But there will be some pocket options. A few. There will be some
32. Is that number
357? Okay. No, there's
one for every day of the year minus a few holidays.
Will there be pocket options outside, inside, both?
Maybe.
There's lots of fun things. And the reason I didn't film that video yet is because what I have decided, see all the decisions that happen.
Yeah.
Instead of doing what I have been doing with like the free videos and the getaway where it's just like a quick little download, just go on. It's just like very basic, like cut this, do this, whatever. I actually wrote a pattern, like the add-on is a separate pattern. It has a cover.
Wow.
It has information on it. It's going to be kind of, sorry to say this, everybody uses this term, but it's correct. A choose your own adventure kind of thing. Because it is. What do you want your bag to have? Oh, you want to do this? You want to do this? I don't like that. So you can pick and choose. So it's not the easiest thing to say, here's your complete supply list. But maybe, perhaps, the bag that is on the cover, maybe all that cork yardage is included and cutting charts on how to cut that up and do all the options. Maybe it's a maybe.
Maybe. You know what's coming.
But so I'm very excited about it. I'm also just about done redoing the tourist tote bag, the original one, because it just needed to be prettier. It didn't fit in. It didn't fit in with the rest of the patterns. So the only difference on that, and I said this in the video, the only difference, if you have the older pattern, you're fine. You don't need, there's nothing in the new pattern. They're like, shoot, I missed out. The only thing that's different is the construction. So instead of doing it the old way, where we kind of sewed it and it was massive and then it got smaller, we're just doing our standard outside, inside, put them together. That's different. And there is an option for doing cork on the bottom, just so that you know the yardage. Now, when that is out, which is not out yet, when it is out, if you really, really want it, and you're like, I just want an updated copy, same thing as I've always done, send me an email that prove to me you have it already. Send me a picture of your pattern. I'll email you the updated copy. My website does not allow for you to go back in and re-download. It's stupid. So, but I'm fine with that. So you don't need it. You're not going to You're not losing anything without it, but I know we all want new stuff.
Oh, sure.
I mean, that's totally fine.
Do I get
So,
one?
Do you not get anything? Like, really?
No. Maybe you get to use your dumpster. I like that. The perks
That
of
is
this
true.
place. Jeez, I got to use
Have
their
dumpster.
Probably saved me $100.
See that? Life saving right here. Okay.
She is.
Do we have any more questions?
Not at the moment.
Okay. So we have a question from the email. I feel like we're on a radio show. Caller, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. So this is from Karen. I did not ask her if I could read this, but she watches our lives, so I'm sure she will see this if she's not here now.
Karen.
Could be any Karen in the whole world. Not one of not the Karen. She's a nice Karen. So she said really nice things to me. So that's what makes her a nice Karen. She said she likes my tip for using the blind hem foot to get an 1/8 inch seam allowance. She called me genius. Thank you. Okay. She said on one of my upcoming lives, little did she know it would be this one.
There you go.
Will you address fusing interfacing to cork? Do you use an iron, a heat press? What temperature? How long? I watched your interfacing video, but it didn't talk about cork. And she is correct, because cork is not usually the issue people have. It's usually cotton. She said, I have an issue with getting Decoville to stay adhered to my cork. She is misting it and using an ironing cloth.
Oh,
we'll talk about that. And I think I need to stop doing that. Karen, you are on the nose. And then she said she lets it sit for 24 hours. She said, it's frustrating. Can you give me some insight? And I can, Karen. I can. So I don't know how you are ironing it. I don't know what you're doing. So let's start from the beginning. Here is a piece of cork that I ironed Decoville onto like a half hour ago. The iron is still warm. Like, it's not gonna burn me, but it's not ice cold. This is the iron that I use. This is a Sunbeam cheapo iron from Walmart. It's like $40, if that. I don't use expensive irons. I'm very much opposed to spending that kind of money. Same reason why I won't buy one of those Dyson Airwraps for my hair. They're $500. I'm not doing it. I'm very much opposed to things like that. Yeah. So this is my cheapo iron. I love it. I have found other irons, but this is the one that this makes my heart pitter patter, because this iron does whatever I need it to do. It's heavy. I don't know what the wattage is. Don't ask me all those questions. I don't know. It was made in Boca Raton, Florida. No, it wasn't. It was made in China. Sunbeam is in Boca Raton, Florida. Whatever.
Doesn't tell you what the wattage is on that little.
I thought that it did. Oh, here it is. 1400 watts with a lightning bolt. That sounds terrifying. So my iron is on the linen setting because that's the highest it'll go and I can't push it any further. My steam is off because I was ironing handles and I don't like burning my fingertips. You know, I'm weird like that. It has water in it because I use the steam button, and I iron on the back because yes, you can iron cork. You can fight me on that all you want, but I iron every piece of cork that I get. That's why we ship it folded. But if you iron on the front, cork is thick. You can't get enough heat through to adhere your interfacing. It's just going to frustrate you. So you turn it over. You do exactly the opposite of what I've been telling you with cotton. And you just kind of do your thing and just work it around. This is probably not the best. Like, it's probably not adhered well because it took me like 10 seconds. I just did it enough to get it on there. It's the same way that I do it with Decor Bond. I mean, I think I could probably peel it off if I really wanted to, but there's some spots that are done pretty well. This is going to go into a bag and it's not going to come off. No. And when you're working with cotton, that is more of an issue than with cork. If you're wondering, why are you interfacing cork to begin with? It depends on the structure that you want in your bag. You want a slouchy bag, you don't want to interface. You probably also don't want cork. If you want something like a tote bag that really stands up on its own and has a nice firm bottom, you know, interface it. So you can interface the back of cork. If I'm using my heat press, that also gets set on one setting and never changes. That is at either it's somewhere between 300 and 330 degrees. I think Eric turned it up. I think I had it at 300 and he put it at 330 for some reason. I have no idea why. Eric marches to the beat of his own drummer. The temperature or the timing is set. Yes, but he should be following my drummer. He should be marching to my beat. Well, but he does not. No. No. That's why you guys get along. He's about as well trained as my dogs. Yeah. He I think he moved it up for some reason when he was interfacing stuff for me, but it's fine. And I also just never turned it back down. I think it's set on 45 seconds. So if you're unsure, start lower, start with less seconds. Do 300 for 30 seconds. If that doesn't work, bump it up a little bit, do 40 seconds, 45 seconds. But most of the time, I don't walk away from it. So I don't like clamp it all the way down. I'm just like holding it and I'm like, okay, it feels good. And I move the piece because mine's only 15 inches. So I can't get like a big piece all at once. But you can put this in there. I just usually do it with the iron because the cork and the interfacing adhere, I think, even better and quicker than cotton. So since we are here in this area talking about interfacing, I also talked about that in the tourist tote bag beginner video. So even if you're not a beginner, you might learn a few things from there. There's a lot of terminology and then there's some interfacing talk because I know when I first started out, I had no clue what to buy. I didn't know what kind of interfacing to use. I didn't even really know what interfacing was. I didn't know what it did for the bag. So the first thing that I had ever heard of was Decor Bond, which is this, the 809. That's why I probably still use it to this day. Do I understand that people don't like this and get frustrated with it? Absolutely. But I think I know what your problem is. And I think it's that you're not adhering it long enough. And that is why it wrinkles and it doesn't stay on. If you don't have a t-shirt press, which I'm going to say right now, this is the first time I've ever said anything like this. If you're really sticking with bag making, get a t-shirt press. Just spend a few $100s and get it. It's more than worth the money. It's one of those things that I was like, no, you can live without it. Honestly, why do you want to? For like $300, get a t-shirt press. Your interfacing will be, it'll be a game changer. So much better. Even if you make t-shirt quilts or you make anything else that needs to be fused, the t-shirt press makes a huge difference. And I do not have a fancy, expensive one. That t-shirt press is, God, it's probably 7 or 8 years old. It's not, we've had it for quite a while.
Yeah.
Because I got it when I was teaching at a shop and they were like, we use this. And I was like, why did I never think about that? Because people weren't doing it then.
Home and bought one.
She was using it for t-shirt quilts. Because I remember you and I had talked about that because you and Shayna do t-shirt quilts sometimes. And I was like, see, I don't do them. So I bought it and I was like, this is game changing. Like, this is amazing. Consider investing in it. Yes, it's big. The plate is 15 inches plus it's tall and it takes up a lot of space. In the old office, we had to shove it under the table because we had nowhere to put it. At least I have space now.
Yeah.
But it makes an enormous difference if you're going to interface stuff and you're getting frustrated with it. But if you don't want a t-shirt press or you don't have the budget or the space or whatever, get a pressing clapper. Just get a pressing clapper. Because this right here, this makes you an imitation t-shirt press. So what the press is doing is the press is putting even pressure and heat on your fabric. That is what interfacing wants. It wants an even pressure and it wants a heat source all the way around. It doesn't have steam on it. I do steam it when I use my iron, but you don't have to, obviously. So when you do that, it's adhering your interfacing in an even way instead of spotty. And that's what happens when you try to interface something and you turn it and you're like, it's all wrinkled. It didn't stick. It's because it's not evenly adhered. You take your iron, you iron on your fabric. Don't put the iron, especially on here. This will shrink and make you crazy.
Yeah.
Decoville does not quite as much. And I mean, because it's thicker, put it on your fabric, do your thing, put your clapper down. Iron, move your clapper. You're having trouble in the corner, get it warm, put your clapper on it. Lean on it. Just let it sit there. This will absorb the heat and let it cool slower, and then it adheres better. If you can't do a t-shirt press, get a pressing clapper. It makes a huge difference. And I'm going to show you something right now. This is the bag that I made yesterday in my tutorial, and I haven't ironed it. So that's what it looks like. Brand new.
That's pretty.
Do you see any wrinkles?
No.
This is all Decor Bond. Nope. Here, and even in the lining. I turned this bag. I did not iron it. I didn't iron anything. Once I pressed it, because I pressed it with my t-shirt press.
Oh, okay.
So everything is adhered. So everybody that's like, every time I turn something with fusible interfacing, it wrinkles. Every time you turn a bag, it's ruined. This is all cotton. This is quilter's cotton. It's
Even
not,
the bottom is.
there's no waterproof canvas.
Yeah.
This is a
Denim?
it's denim, but it's not like jeans denim.
Yeah, it's thin.
I think it's a 6.5 ounce, so it's like barely heavier than your quilter's cotton. Like you can even in the handles, it's not really heavy. I did not do anything to that bag after I made it. I did not iron anything, and it didn't wrinkle. It's the fact that it's wrinkling is because it's not adhered properly. It's not adhered all the way across. That is the biggest issue. If you really, really hate decor bond, I'm going to actually, this is going to be breaking news. Don't use it.
Exactly.
It's fine. You don't have to use it. I use it because I get these results. Use this one. This one is even better. It adheres better. You don't like either one of them? Don't use fusible. Like you can spray baste it if you want to. You can use foam. You can use fleece. You can use anything you want because we are allowed to do whatever we want when we make a bag. That's it. The only thing the designer is telling you, you want this result? Here's my supply list. You have a domestic machine, it'll get through this. Change it up. You're welcome to do that. And I know sometimes it's scary because you're like, but that's what you said to use.
Exactly.
I get that. Go to Joann's.
Question you.
Go to Joann's and buy a quarter yard of a bunch of interfacing that feel nice to you. Go home and iron them on. Wrinkle them up. See how they feel. That's how you find the ones that work. I found Decoville Light because of you guys mentioning it. I had never worked with it. And I was like, all right, let me see. And I was like, oh, it's cool. I like it. Yeah. We sell SF101. I don't use it because I don't like it.
We do.
But you do.
T-shirt quilts.
T-shirt quilts, but I don't like SF101. It's not
too light for that.
It's too light for bag making, in my humble opinion, and I just don't really like it. So,
it's great for t-shirt quilts.
It's great for light, like if you're making a divided pocket in quilter's cotton and you just want a little something extra, that's fine. To me, it is not a solid enough interfacing. It's just not my
to me, it's used to stabilize things that are stretchy.
Yes, because that is its main use.
Yeah.
But people like to use it in bag making, and that's fine.
Okay.
I am not here to judge.
No.
So,
all right.
Karen, I hope that helped you. I hope you were here.
Where'd it go? When are we going to have clappers back in stock and Kai scissors?
Clappers are on the way. Artist picked them up for me.
Figured that.
Or is picking them up for me.
Yeah.
Kai scissors, I don't know. I dropped the ball on that and I need to get Kai scissors. So before I forget, again, I will write that down, that I need to order some Kai scissors.
Correct.
Because what happens is they sell out and then I just kind of forget. And then when nobody asks me, I don't replenish them. And it would be great. I might want to try to get them before Florida because
that might be a good idea.
They're a good seller when I take it with me. So I wrote it down for you. Clappers will be here soon. As soon as she gets back from Massachusetts, whenever that is.
I don't know. So. Maybe she'll bring them to the retreat.
Retreat
and give them to me to give to you.
Possibly.
You never know. Okay. This is a good idea. She uses a wooden cutting board as her clapper.
That's genius.
There you go.
That is genius. See, we all learn from each other.
Cindy said, "What bag is this? What bag are you talking about, Cindy? I'm not sure. What bag is this? Is what? If that's
this one is
the
tourist tote bag. I don't know what bag it is.
I don't know. She's not telling me.
She'll tell you.
Charlie answered her. The tourist tote.
Thank you, Charlie.
I do SF101 and 809 out of the seam allowance because my machine is fussy. Okay.
Now, did you hear that? Say that one more time. Read that right.
I do SF101 and 809 out of the seam allowance because my machine is fussy.
So, I don't know what machine this person has. I don't even know who left the comment. It doesn't matter. These are the things that we have to be willing to try out. It's anything else that we have. You have a microwave. You figure out how to use it. You figure out how to drive your car. There's so many different options that I know that you can make this bag on a domestic machine, but I don't know your domestic machine. I don't know if your domestic machine is going to love the 40 weight thread that I use, if it's going to love the Microtex needle that I use. Mine does. Most of the people that give me feedback say that it does, but these are all things that we have to try out. And I understand because I'm lazy. I get it. You want to just be told what to do and just go, okay, I got my list of things. But that's not across the board for everybody. You can probably attest to this on your handy quilter. I guarantee you've taken a class or done something and they're like, do this, and you're like, I don't do it that way because for me that doesn't work.
Definitely.
You figure it out. You
Mhm.
take that information, and sometimes it's good, but
Yep.
sometimes you're like, I gotta tweak this a little bit.
Yep.
And that's just, it's part of the process of learning. Like, none of us just woke up one day and knew how to make a bag. We have to learn and we have to try different things. It's just, it's the way that it is.
Cindy wants to know if the clappers are going to have their name on them.
Probably not,
No.
because I don't know who wants them.
Exactly.
So, all right. So we
For a
had
small fee.
for a nominal fee. We had a question. Well, it was a comment on the Laney backpack video from Suzanne. I don't know if Suzanne just stumbled on that video and she'll never come back again, or if Suzanne is here or is coming back. But Suzanne, if you're here, this one is for you. Because this is another thing that I have been asked about a few times, and we talk about it a little bit, but not a ton. And it's about zipper overlays. Okay, so I have my Margie bag right here. And this is what we're talking about. This piece right here, this little cork overlay. Suzanne had said in the video, because that video I made as per the pattern, and that pattern, when I wrote it, didn't have a zipper overlay. But one of the samples in the video had one, because again, we grow and we change and we do different things. I discovered zipper overlays not that long ago because it was something I never did. And I was like, oh, these are fun.
Yeah.
You can add them onto any zipper. It's a good time here. So let's talk about zipper overlays, because I'm going to tell you how I do them. And then I'm going to tell you how Nicole from Sonar does them. We do them 100% opposite backwards order. And you can use whatever technique works for you and whatever one makes the most sense. Because I'll be honest with you, I like hers better. But I didn't know how she did them until I helped her in her class. And I was like, man, that's so much smarter, because we learn. So the way that I do them, let's say I've made this outside panel here. So I have my pieces put together. Because this is cork, and we're going to talk about just the cork technique, because fabric would be a couple extra steps. Because it's cork, all I have to do is cut an opening out. I don't have to sew a pocket first or pull it through or do any of that. I just cut an opening. So this piece right here has a rectangle. I take my zipper, put my zipper in the opening with tape, and I stitch my zipper in place. Because I think you probably figured this out. I like basting things. I over sew a lot of stuff because I don't like things to move. So I stitch my zipper in place. It's done. We're never going to see that stitching. I just want it to not move. Then I take my zipper overlay and I put it on top of the zipper, and then I sew around the outside and around the inside. Since it's cork, there's no pocket to pull through. So I just take this piece and my pocket piece, which is the same size, put them on top of each other, base the edge, call it a day. And that is how you get that. So this pocket piece is not on the front. It's not a pull through pocket. If you want to do that, you can. What you would do is draw your rectangle, do your stitching, pull your pocket through, press it, put your zipper in, and then put your zipper overlay on, and then you close your pocket. So that's just how I've always done it. It just made the most sense to me because I made it up in my head. I didn't watch a video on zipper overlays. I saw them, I thought they were cool, and I was like, here's how I would put one on. And it made sense. Yeah. If you want that instruction, it is in the Margie pattern and the Margie video. Now, if you want to do it a way that makes more sense, because Nicole's smarter than I am when it comes to zipper overlays, I was like, man, that's a really smart, clever way to do it. It makes so much more sense. What Nicole does, and you can watch this in her Sorona video. She's also done it in a few others, but I know that it's in the Sorona video. She takes this piece. She does not cut anything. She does not sew her zipper in. She takes her overlay, puts it down, and she sews the outside. So just the outside. Then she takes her scissors and she removes what's in here. So she removes behind here. So it doesn't have to be neat. It just has to be out of the opening part. Yeah. Because this is already cut. Then she puts her zipper in, and then she finishes and proceeds with the pocket. So instead of having to worry about this and the pocket aligning and being the same size, she does the overlay first, cuts it out, and then goes forward. So we do things backwards, totally backwards. Do they both work? Yes. Will one of those techniques work better for you? Probably. So watch her Sorona video, watch my Margie video, try them both, figure out which one works for you, because maybe it'll be like a depending on the situation kind of thing. There's always room in our brains for knowledge. Just like get all of it. I hate that saying, I really do, but I don't know of any other ones. There's more than one way to skin a cat. I don't know who skins cats, and I don't know why that's a thing, but it's the only saying I know.
It's true.
But it's the truth, because it's the one. But like, why do we say that? It's just
I don't know.
gross. Like, who's out there skinning cats? Like, I don't get it. So just learn different ways to do something. Somebody just said on here they use SF101 and decor bond. Maybe you want to go try that and see if you like that technique. Just have all the information. That's all. So Nicole's pretty clever.
Don't be afraid to try it.
Don't be afraid to try it. I think she's pretty clever. I thought I was pretty clever. I made this up in my head. I remember somebody commenting once and going, well, that's an interesting way to do it. And I was like, ouch. Why did you say that? I didn't realize that I was in the minority. I was like, oh, I guess to her it is, because everybody does it Nicole's way. I don't.
No, that's not true.
Because even Cheryl goes, well, that's how I do it. And I was like, of course you do. So I don't know. When you make stuff up, you just
make it up.
You make it up, and then sometimes it clicks. I'm just saying, I believe very firmly that I made up using tape to hold your zippers.
Ew.
I believe that I did, because I remember sitting in my sewing room, taking my tape and putting my zipper in place and going, well, that was easier than pins. Now you will find 100 people using that technique to use tape to put in zippers. Do I feel like I invented it in my mind? But I don't know. But that was one of the ones that, like, now everybody does the same thing. And I was like, see, I was onto something. This one, apparently I do backwards, but it works for me.
I have an answer to your question.
I really don't know if I want it, because judging by your face, I'm not sure if I want to hear that answer.
Anatomy student skin cats in nursing school.
Ew.
Oh.
Why do I ask questions?
I don't know.
Okay, we're not going to talk about that anymore. But when somebody comes up with a better saying, please let me know.
Yeah, really.
Because it's just, why is that the only saying?
Exactly.
Why is there no others?
I don't know.
So
I don't know.
That's what I have for you today. That is what's happening. I showed you Cork. I talked about techniques. I educated you. And these are my other notes. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I knew what video of hers.
I figured that when I
saw know that Nicole probably has more than one video, because I think I saw it in another one. But I know, because the Sorona was the class that I helped her in, so I knew it was in that. She also has a unique way of putting her pocket in, because she doesn't do it as one piece, like the full tube.
Yeah.
She uses two separate pieces. So there's always things to learn. And I think her channel is really fun. So,
question.
Yes.
Are we going to have more kits soon?
I don't know. The reason is because sometimes we sell out of things so quickly. And also just because I haven't done a lot of new things. So like Julia was the last new pattern. And then before that, I think was Georgia. So I just haven't really made that decision. We were talking about it in the Patreon group. And going forward, the kits will probably not have linings in them, just because for us, inventory wise and time wise, it's easier. I know that I'm going to get some pushback on that. I know there's going to be some people that don't like that decision. I have to make the decision that works for us. And on those days when we get infiltrated with kit orders, Barb can't do anything but kit orders, because it's a lot of labor. Plus, it would keep the cost down, and it would make tracking inventory on our end a lot easier. So that's probably why I've been kind of like, how much negative feedback am I going to get on not having linings? Is it going to be a majority of people understanding it? Like my Patreon group got it. They were like, we get it. Do it. That sounds amazing. And then I know that other people will not be happy about it. So,
but everybody's got stash.
But everybody's mad at me for something. So,
and everybody's got stash for lining.
Well, and the only thing you're missing out on is whatever you want to use for lining, which a lot of us are not using quilters cotton anymore anyway. We're using waterproof canvas or water resistant canvas, and possibly the interfacing, which, listen, I know a lot of you just go out and use a coupon and buy a whole bolt at a time. when you like an interfacing, I know that you're going and buying them from the box stores, and I don't care. We have interfacing. We'll always have it because I use it for samples and, you know, take it to shows sometimes, but I'm just trying to make it make sense for us because Barb's main job here is get the orders out. If the orders are just getting backed up, then we have another issue that we have to deal with. So that's kind of where I've been at with kits. I've been kind of dragging my feet on it because I'm still on the fence. I'm leaning towards no linings, but I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
Make that decision.
So
do it. Cut the cord.
Listen, some of you are mean. Okay, you know that. Some of you sent mean messages to Lauren yesterday because she sold out of a fabric. That's just intolerable. That is really uncalled for. Definitely. So now I'm going to make a decision where some of you are going to get real nasty about it. Really. And it's just really, I'm trying to protect my own brain because I am not in a mental place right now to deal with more emails that are mean. It's just one of those things where I'm like, guys, can we chill out a little bit? I know we're all kind of unhappy, weather, money, the whole thing, but can we chill out just a smidge? Like you're sending, I'm not saying you personally sitting at home, but somebody out there is, you're sending mean messages because somebody sold out of something. Yeah, really. That's fantastic. That's what we're here for. We love selling out of stuff. Exactly. Like that means we made a good choice. Like that's the whole idea. Yeah. It's like, I don't want inventory sitting on the shelves for years. That's crazy. Like, yeah, it looks nice when you walk out there and it's full, but when you sell out, you're like, awesome. This cork was a good seller. This print worked. Yep. You don't want stuff sitting around. You know, and trust me, I was disappointed that I didn't get a piece of that waterproof canvas either. It's gorgeous. It's pinks and red. It's really pretty. Pink and red is not usually my cup of tea, but I was like, man, that's amazing. I'm bummed out, but I didn't tell her like in a rude way. I wasn't like, I'm mad. So, you know, some of you need to chill out.
Yeah. Teresa says she has a niece that only likes pastels. Is there a good pastel cork? I can think of a few.
I can think of a few. I'm thinking pastel floral. Yeah. I think that one is probably one of my favorites. Pastel triangles, I think, is sold out at the moment, but that's also a good one. It has a lot of white. Yeah. I'm trying to think.
What's the greenish one? It's not green. The mint color.
The flourish or green floral. Solid. The name of it. Pastel green and pastel green polka dots. Yep. Those are really cute. Pretty. I don't know what pastels she pink, likes. We do have the pastel pink polka dots. We have a pretty good variety, I think.
Succulents is pastel.
Oh yes, succulents. That's a pretty one. I'm trying to like look through the shelves. Which ones? There's quite a few. Yeah, and I'm working on some new corks. Like I'm working on some exclusive corks right now because I love that. That makes me like really happy. So you might be getting some fun things. I'm looking around and I'm like, what didn't I mention?
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Do we have?
It's terrible. I look at it.
Well, because when I think pastel, I think the white background because it makes the pastel. I mean, I know it's not for everybody, but I think the rainbow python, it's pastel. It's fun. I don't know how old your niece is. Maybe she's into snakeskin. I think it's fun.
I'm trying to think what else.
There's so many. There's so many corks out there.
Let me pull up the website.
I saw this the other day. I might post a picture of this just so you can all laugh with me. It's hanging on the pre-cut cork because we've never taken it down. We have a sheet that has the colors on it. It's the original sheet. It is so beat up because it's been moved all around.
And Barbara couldn't remember what was
because none of us could remember what any of the colors were. Keep in mind, I will post a picture later so you can see it. Keep in mind that was where we were at, and I agonized over those colors. I was like, I don't know which ones to pick. I don't know what to do. This is going to be crazy.
20 pieces.
20 I don't even think it was 20. I think it was like maybe 15 10. Or 16. I think the original order was like 11 colors, and it was stressful. I was like, I don't know what to do. Now I'm like, more prints, more prints.
Every time I come in,
and everything it's prints because that's what we sell so much of. Because this was my jam for years. So I was like, why would I get cork in a print? It needs to go with Tula Pink. I need bright colored solid cork. Yes. Then I stopped making bags completely out of cotton and just having cork as an accent. And now I'm like, more cork. We need all of it, and it's very exciting.
She's a cork freak.
I was going to use another word, but it's a bad word. But I also have an awesome vendor that kind of allows me to do anything that I want. Not
Yeah.
only are prints their specialty and they have thousands of them, but he's like, here, do whatever you want. And we won't like charge you crazy and make your life hard. Sometimes that's what happens when you're dealing with international companies. They're like, we'll do anything you want, but it's going to cost you a whole lot of money. You're going to get rolls and rolls and rolls of one print. We don't want that. We can't, we don't know what one print would want to sell. So,
any plans for an open shopping day soon?
No, but we do take appointments.
Yeah.
That's another thing
cute.
because my life has been a little bit hectic at the moment, so I have not added that on. I have a lot of things. I just kind of I need my personal life to mellow out. My personal life is also an angry person on the internet at the moment, so it needs to chill and then I can focus more. My brain is not completely working at the moment. It's working at about a 7.5, 8. I can't even get close to 10. It's not there. So
They're disappointed that the Buffalo check sold out so quick.
I am blown away. And
I
that's all
know.
because of Mary Ellen.
Yeah.
Well, and Debbie too. Yeah, trust me, we'll get more of it. We have a little tiny bit of it. So, I can't promise you anything. But yeah, I was blown away. And I actually did not think we were getting that until later this month or next month. It was kind of a surprise to me. So don't worry. It will be back. It will be okay. I promise. But check out the Houndstooth because I think it's a good print. And I don't see it moving as fast as I would like it to. Maybe I need to make you something and show you that it's a good print.
I think you do.
I think it's a really good one. So, and as always, we have lots of florals because that's what they make.
And they're pretty.
And they're pretty.
They're very pretty.
They're very pretty. So
Kelly wants to take a drive to the warehouse.
Come on over.
Come on. We're here.
Kelly, I have your magnet right here. Kelly bought me a magnet that said, it's not drinking alone if the dog is home. And she is right. And I look at it every time I walk out of my office.
With a glass of wine in your hand.
With a glass of wine. No, I don't drink here. I promise. So, any other questions?
The stickers with Cork Club were cute.
Good. I'm glad you like them. I had them made especially for you. And maybe I'll make another one because they were really cute. Maybe I'll surprise some
just
people.
Forget?
Yes.
I thought so.
Maybe we'll throw some stickers in a few packages and surprise some of you.
There you go.
We could do that.
Okay, sounds good.
They're cute. It was one of those last minute ooh. And Sticker Mule happens to be in the next town over from where we are, which is really ironic. Okay. Yeah. I drive by the sign all the time. and then one day I was like, maybe I should look on this website. And they're really, really fast. And they have really nice quality stuff. I've ordered stickers from there many times. So
is that where the roll of stickers come from?
No, those are the thank you stickers are cheapy Amazon stickers because why design something that already exists?
Exactly. I agree.
I agree. So what else we got?
I don't see much else because I'm not going over all the cat things.
No, we're not talking about cats anymore.
No, or the other things that came from the cats.
No. Tangents we will not go down.
No.
So I'm going to say one more thing to you that has nothing to do with bag making. It has to do with our mental health because I was talking to my friend this morning and I posted a screenshot of our text in my stories. But if you're not on Facebook or Instagram, I'm just going to repeat what she said to me because I think we all need to remember this sometimes. You have to be more kind to yourself. You are just trying to protect your peace. And I just want you all to remember that. We talked about it at Christmas time, that Christmas is hard for people and families sometimes. But sometimes you also just have to hold on to your sanity and your peace of mind and not let other people disrupt it. And I'm working really hard at that and really hard at not being mean to myself because it's just easy to do. It's just you're having a bad time. So you're like, well, it's my fault. So if you got to cut someone out, you got to block someone, you got to just not talk to them again, go for it. I'll tell you the block button, that block feature on social media, 10 out of 10, my favorite thing. So be good to yourself while I work on being good to myself. So that's all.
We have one more question.
Do it. And then we're closing it out.
Okay. Can you get striped zippers in other colors?
Yes. However, it's a lot of inventory.
Yeah.
It's a lot of inventory, which is why we stuck with the black and the white, because it works the best. Yes, I mean, there's really not much I can't get my hands on. There's very rare things that I couldn't get, but just keep in mind that sometimes I can get a little bit and sometimes I have to get massive quantities of something, and it's tying up space and finances. I would just much rather take our shelf space and my bank account and put it towards the things that I know are, I don't want to say a guarantee, but as close to a guarantee as possible. And for us, that's Cork.
Yeah.
Cork will always be our priority. Yes, we have hardware and zippers and everything. And sometimes things don't get restocked because I see when people are asking for them. I see when people are not asking for them. So yes, I can. No, I probably won't. And I'm going to tell you right now, there are enough resources that you don't need me to get them. Let me focus on Cork, which makes the most sense for us. You can get stripe zippers. Try Sassafras Lane. They just posted something on Instagram, a whole bunch of new stripe zipper colors. Zipper Valley is probably the best resource for zippers because that's their focus. And I know somebody else will probably think of another one.
Glitterbug Fairy.
Glitterbug Fairy. There's enough people out there. I just happened to see Sassafras Lane, and they're known as quilters, but they do also make bags and have bag making supplies. They just posted something the other day, and I was like, oh, look at all those colors. They had blue and pink and green. So there's enough resources that I'm not preventing you from getting anything. But if we take up more space and finances on that, then that means something else has to hurt, and that would be Cork, and I don't want to do that. So it's the same reason why we don't stock vinyl. Go to Mormino. You don't need me to carry vinyl. There's so many other places to get that. So we do have some new hardware coming in. It probably won't be here until March. It's a new item for us. It's not brand new on the market, but it's something that I felt fit in and wanted to add to it. Hardware is a really hard thing, just like zippers. The quantities are insane. Like, I have a picture on my phone of the palette of zippers. Remember when we got all the colors?
Yes. Oh
it is
God.
a palette of zippers that is this high because I had minimums. And we have a lot of those zippers still, and we've sold a lot of them. So it's, I have to make decisions sometimes as a business owner and not as a millionaire, because I am only one of those things, and it's not the latter. So as soon as we win the lottery, you guys can have anything you want. You can have every zipper under the rainbow, and we'll have people package them for us. And you can just be the supervisor.
All right.
But until I win the lottery, you got to just be patient with me. It's a goal, it's not an attainable goal, but it's a goal.
You never know.
You never know.
Strange things happen.
They do in my life. So
yeah, mine too.
So this is really the last thing, I promise. I did film the Taurus tote bag video. It is not edited yet. When I get the second part done, I want to release them together, because the first one is definitely geared towards beginners. A lot of you do not need to watch this video, or probably wouldn't want to watch the video. It's very, very heavily geared towards beginners. It's towards someone that's never made a bag, that doesn't know what the term boxing corners means. I want to do them one after the other, so that if you do want to watch that video, you can see the foundation of that bag and then move on to the next part. Because the next part is going to be all the add-ons. We're not going to talk about the basics of that bag. Because the bag has 8 pieces. We're going to talk about, like, here's your top, now do this. We're not going to talk about, directional fabrics and all that kind of stuff. There won't be interfacing talk. So that is where I'm at.
It's a learn to bag making.
It is. It's real. But I mean, we're going from basic beginner to like bells and whistles. There is nothing in between. But it's going to be fun. I'm very excited about it. So that's all. Just working on a few more little things with the pattern. And then when it's ready, then I film the video. So you doing it? Do it.
I'm going to do it.
Do it. Do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
We will see you next Friday. And I don't know what's happening. So we'll just see how it goes.
What is next Friday?
I have no idea.
Bye.
I don't know. Bye.